Yo, what it do, Hustle Nation? Hey, it is 7 a.m. So y'all know what time it is. It's time for the Cortez Hustle Show. And we're talking about global mindset domination or global domination mindset. We're talking about what the heck are you thinking, people? Because it really, really matters. I got a very, very special guest for this morning's show. They go by the empowerment duo, Miss Lisa Santiago McNeill and Brian Keith McNeill. They're going to be sharing with you their tips and strategies on how to create a mindset that's going to allow you to dominate 2021 and block out the noise. That is super, super important. You got to block out the noise. And y'all know we got question of the day and we got 1 minute motivation. So they've got a hard stop because they got somewhere to be. So we're going to go ahead and get this show started so we can get them on. Let's get to it. But you've got to overcome fear if you're going to win.
You're tuned into the Cortez Hustle Show. Please like and subscribe.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Cortez Hustle Show. I am your host, Cortez Hustle, also known as the one and only financial health mentor, everybody's favorite fatherpreneur from MonetizeMyLifeAcademy.com. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are trying to build a digital brand, right? If you are a traditional business, you sell physical products and you're trying to get that thing online, then you need to check out MonetizeMyLifeAcademy.com. It is the premier digital marketing mastermind where every month we go live with some awesome training. Every month, depending on which level you enter, you can get a free digital marketing course on one of the disciplines you need to really, really scale your business. Every month, if you decide to be a founding member with our pro package, you will get a one-on-one coaching session with one of our top digital marketers. Man, listen, you need to be part of a mastermind. Whether you're part of mine, whether you're part of somebody else's, you need to understand that where 2 and 3 touch and agree, the mastermind is in the midst. So go to MonetizeMyLifeAcademy.com. So without further delay, if you haven't already, smash that share button, comment in the chat where you're from, drop the name of your business and or your brand. I've got to get my guest up on this doggone screen. So they are hailed out of, I don't even know, somewhere in North Carolina. And I know that they are impacting the lives of people all over the world. You don't get to call yourself the empowerment duo if you are not actually empowering people. And that's exactly what they do. I'm going to present to some of you guys, introduce to others, my good friends, the power couple, the empowerment duo, Miss Lisa and Brian Keith McNeill. Top of the morning to you guys. How you guys doing this morning?
Good morning. Good morning. How are you, sir?
Good. Good morning.
Stupendaculistic, Brian. That is when you are stupendous, spectacular, fabulous, and fantastic all at the same time.
And does Cortez know how to intro somebody? Bring it.
Hey, we are talking about mindset, man. And a lot of times people don't understand that thoughts are things, right? And people don't understand that the way those things primarily manifest is in actions, right? So what you're thinking about all the time, you will eventually find yourself doing that stuff, positive or negative. So before we get into this, let's talk, Lisa. Who the heck are you, first and foremost, and then we'll find out who Brian is.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Once again, thank you so much, Cortez, for having us on today. We're excited to be here and always grateful to have some company with you. I am Lisa Santiago McNeill, and I am dedicated to helping people stand in the power of their truth, tell their story, and let their gifts make room for them. I am the founder of Empowerment Publishing and Multimedia. I am the coach's coach, helping coaches who make a tremendous impact to also make a tremendous income. And I am a servant of God, showing his people how to leave a legacy to their children's children.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And we're going to talk a little bit about that aspect of being what I call a righteous hustler, right?
Hey!
Because people, some of us as Christians don't realize that I can serve and love the Lord with all of my heart, and I can go after my dreams and goals and make a ton of money at the same time without compromising my integrity. Mr. Brian Keith, who the heck are you, man?
Thank you very much for having me. I'm super excited to be here with you as well. Yes, my name is still Brian Keith McNeill. And what God has uniquely gifted and qualified me to do is to recognize that there are so many amazing entrepreneurs out here that offer services that really do help people, but a lot of them don't earn the money because they don't know how to sell it well. So what I do, I am the sales confidence coach, and I help these entrepreneurs. I teach them what they need to know so they can sell themselves and their services better than they ever have before, so that they can earn more money than ever before. I'm the other half of the empowerment duo. I
said, I love it, love it, love it.
That's what I do. And I'm the other half of the empowerment duo, where we host a daily show, which is why we're so excited to be on your show today, because we're normally hosting a show Monday through Friday ourselves. And I'm also the founder of the Selling Your Services Academy, which is an online school to keep entrepreneurs sharp. But that's what I do. That's who I am. I am a believer, first, second, and third in this marketplace. That's what I am.
Love it, love it, love it. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you have not already commented in the chats the name of your business and or your brand and where you're from, shame on you. Because I keep telling y'all, man, if you ain't shouting you out, I don't know who the heck is. And I say this all the time, not to brag and boast, but there's 100,000 people following this page. You never know who might want to connect with you just because they see who you are and what you do and where you're from. So give yourself a shout out, and I will give you a free business shout out on the show as well if you comment who you are and the name of your business and or your brand. Really quickly, we're talking about mindset. I want you guys to both give your take on what you think is the best way to shift or change one's mindset.
Absolutely. I can answer that first if you'd like.
Sure.
Ladies first, baby.
Well, I really believe that mindset is about faith in the possibility. Mindset is about believing that something that you desire can actually come to pass. And I think that God has given us the instructions for that. Faith comes by hearing. And hearing, of course, it says by the word of God, but faith comes by hearing whatever. If you're continuing, like you said earlier today, if you're continuing to fill your ears with doubt and disbelief, then that's what you're going to manifest. But hearing powerful testimonies of individuals that have overcome tremendous odds to go on and become successful, and hearing that over and over again, filling yourself with the truth that all things are possible, filling yourself with the tenacity to move forward, because we are overcome by the words of our testimony, and not just our testimony, but somebody else's testimony. That's really the way to manifest greatness. Hearing from people who have done great things, hearing from people who have positive messages of hope to place in your heart and mind are the best ways to increase your mindset every day.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And you talked about not just hearing, but then speaking. And my wife, my mom, who's a minister and got me right with Christ at a young age, right? She's now seeing what I'm doing, and she's ready to get into this podcasting world. And I'm going to say this quote publicly because I kind of like to keep her stuff hidden until we actually get it all together. But she says all the time, son, the will of God is voice activated.
Yes, sir.
You got to say that thing. And
Yes,
then you got to
sir.
go and allow God to open the door. I mean, yeah, she knocked me on my socks, Lisa, with that. Brian, same question to you, my friend.
You know, probably the most consequential realization we've had in the last 60, 50 years is that we move towards our current dominant thoughts. Whatever our current dominant thoughts are, that's what we move towards. So if we're thinking, like Lisa was suggesting, negativity thoughts, we're moving towards negatively. If we're thinking towards positive thoughts, we're moving towards positively. Now, how do we control which way we move is by learning, reading, and hearing, okay? You got to infuse yourself with the thoughts that you want to move towards. Now, things like Global Domination 2021 are shortcuts to get your mind right. Those things, hearing from great minds in a concentrated space, that leaps people forward fast. That helps people to take shortcuts because if they don't have something like that, that's why you have to go to events. That's why you have to be involved in events, because that shortens the time it takes to move your mind to where you want to go.
Mm-hmm. I love it. I love it. I love it. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, you guys know that we do the question of the day every single day. And today is the day that you get to enter into a drawing to win a free vacation, ladies and gentlemen, just by answering and responding to the question of the day. So I want you to put this in the chat. Before I do that, let me give a shout out to looks like Brian Lambert. He says, listening to Les Brown for 30th days first. Janelle, in the building, the generational wealth mentor specializing in credit and wealth building. Good friend of mine, Janelle. Question of the day. How many hours or how much time do you spend on your personal growth and self-development? How much time do you spend on personal growth and self-development every day? I want you to put your comments in the chat. And you guys know, in order to respond and get entered into the drawing, you have to enter QOTD first so that my team can go and pull your name out and put it into the hat for the drawing today at noon. So you guys will have an opportunity to win a free vacation if you respond to the question of the day. And let me just show you some of the destinations that you might find yourself in if you just so happen to win the free vacation. Whoo-wee. Listen, man, the Cortez Hustle Show want to send you somewhere and chill out. Now, if I were you, because we still in 2020 to me in terms of
2020 continued.
2020 in terms of COVID. So, and your name gets drawn, I will pick a place I could drive to. I ain't getting in no doggone airplane. I ain't going to nobody's airport. Pick a place you can drive to people. But those are the destinations. And I do have to give you this disclaimer. You will win the vacation and the stay is absolutely free. Howsoever, there are some taxes and stuff that they're going to charge you, and you have to take care of that yourself. So if you take care of the taxes, the stay is free 3 nights, and even some nights, some places are 5 nights. So question of the day, QOTD in your response, your name if you're listening in the group, and then give me your response to the question. How many or how much time do you spend in personal growth and self-development? So, Lisa, you said, and I want to get to what you do, is you, like me, help people identify their gifts, talents, and special abilities so that they can learn how to properly package and present it to the marketplace so that it makes room for them.
Yes.
Real quick, just say, give the people a couple tips on how they can identify those marketable gifts, talent, skills, special abilities, because in the investment world, there's a terminology called infinite return, right? If you take something that God gave you for free and you get paid from it the rest of your life, that's the ultimate infinite return. So absolutely. Give them a couple tips on how they can identify some of those gift, talents, and special abilities.
Absolutely. So I'm going to actually put a little monkey wrench in it, because you said if you take something that God gave you for free, and oftentimes the clients that I work with, because I primarily work with coaches, they didn't get it for free. They got it through pain, suffering, experiences. They learned something through some of the challenges in their life. Mm-hmm. And what we do is identify what their biggest takeaway was from what they learned, from the experience they went through. And then we identify who would pay to get to that answer quicker and without as much pain and suffering as you went through. That is ultimately what we sit down and do. Because so often the women that I have the opportunity to work with, and it's primarily women, I have a few men as well, they have gone through something in life that has honed a skill for them, that they have been giving away at an hourly wage and sometimes for free for somebody else's empire, when they could be actually leveraging that particular skill for the benefit of themselves and their family and their children, but they just don't understand how to make that happen. They don't understand. And sometimes what we have to do is we have to take the exercise of what I call the low-hanging fruit exercise, which is to identify all the things, up to 50 things that you can do right now today to earn money without any outside resources. So what is it that you've learned, whether it's how to make meals under $7 for a family of 5? You know what I'm saying? And
I got that skill, Lisa. I got that skill. I got that skill. Got it down pat.
Exactly. But understand that sometimes that's something we're trying to get away from. I ain't never going to have to make another meal, family meal for $7. But understand somebody else is still suffering with that. Somebody else is still suffering with that. And so often we get so far away from it, we have overcome, that we forget that there's somebody left behind that would pay money. They would pay money to learn what comes naturally to you. And then showing them how to package and present that so that they can be the subject matter expert in that area and use it as a platform that leverages them to the next level and the next level and the next level. And I'm telling you, for me, economic independence is true empowerment. Yes. When I can help women to get to the place where they can make decisions solely based on the best interest of themselves and their family, not can I afford it, not is he going to approve of it, no offense, not do I have to stay at this job because my family will go without, but instead be able to make those decisions because it's truly in the best interest of themselves. That's empowerment. And that's the empowerment. That's the freedom that I want to gift women.
Absolutely. I love it. I love it. I love it. And that is, it's amazing that so many people don't understand that ability or that potential, especially with this little invention that came out about 25 years ago, who's now mature in its and starting to smell and feel itself. That invention is called the internet, people. I call it the Great Equalizer. You know why? Because I ain't got to ask nobody's permission to get in the game. There's no more gatekeepers, right? I heard a virtual mentor of mine say, because a lot of people want to get into the space, Lisa, and they're like, I don't know what to talk about. I don't know what to do. I would like to do a podcast. And he said, think about it this way. You're talking to the you that you were 5 years ago.
Yes.
And that hit me like, yes, the Cortez from 5 years ago needed this, and this to better support his family, to become a better man, better husband. So I can get on a podcast, a Facebook Live, record a video and upload and just talk to the Cortez from 5 years ago, because somebody, like you said, is right there right now.
Right now.
Lisa taught them how to identify, package, and present. But even when they get there, packaging beautiful, on fleek, right? My kids hate when I say on fleek. Dad, nobody says on fleek no more. Hey, I just like it. It just feels good coming out. So I'm going to say on fleek until I feel like something else feels better, right? Packaging on fleek. They know their material, but Brian, they have trouble asking for the money, bro.
You're exactly right. So often, it's so tempting, the romance of social media. It's so tempting that if I put out a killer website, if I make great posts, money's just going to flow to me. Well, you do need to have a killer website. You do need to look like you can ask for $10,000. You do need to consistently post and let people know what you do. You do need to market online. But at some point, you're going to have to say something to somebody. One thing that those romantic things cannot do for you is they cannot specifically ask for the money. And you cannot outsource that. As much as it's tempting to think you can't outsource that. Entrepreneurs that are watching here, at some point, you're going to have to ask specifically, will you give my services a try? Will you send me some money? Will you agree to this invoice? You're going to have to specifically ask what you want. And that's scary to a lot of people. So that's why my business is important, to help people to learn what to say, what to do first, second, or third, so they can be confident in selling themselves. By the way, we talked about believers in Bible. The Bible is very pro-business. It says specifically in Proverbs 11:26, the people are going to curse the ones that would hoard the grain, blessings upon the one that will sell it. You are supposed to sell your intellectual property in exchange for something of value, which means money. You're supposed to earn money with your current gift, skill, or talent. And if you don't, the people are going to wish curses upon you. That convicts my spirit on a daily basis. That does. And one more thing that convicts my spirit, I have to say it here, and I'm glad William Brown said amen. The sin of the desert, the whole concept of the sin of the desert, if more entrepreneurs got that within their spirit, they would go for things better. But the sin of the desert is when you know where the water is, but you won't tell anyone else. You know where the solution is, but you're keeping it to yourself. Yeah. The sin of the desert is the height of selfishness. Entrepreneurs, if you have something that can help somebody do something faster, less expensive, easier, with less stress, you're supposed to sell it. Supposed to. Learn how to sell, and I will help you.
Yeah, man. People, what we as entrepreneurs don't understand is that people don't value free.
No.
So that's why if you go to the internet and you listen to a free training, most cases you don't do nothing with it. But if I spent $1,000 on that exact same training, I got to at least get my $1,000 back.
Cortez, you said something a minute ago. I was looking about what I was looking at my past clients, like the past 3 years, and I was going to touch them all. And I was looking at some of the invoices I sent just 3 years ago. And I was struck by and embarrassed by how cheaply I was offering my services 3 years ago. Now, what I offered my services for 3 years ago, I wouldn't even begin the conversation with them. Man, that's not enough, though. I charge significantly more.
Man, you can't even text me for that.
Right, exactly.
Hey, listen, ladies and gentlemen, please, if you want to enter into the drawing, we're going to do that live today at noon. Answer the question of the day. How much time do you spend in personal growth and self-development every day? But in order to answer, so I know you're responding to the question of the day, I need you to put QOTD. That helps my team grab your name so it can be entered into the drawing. Question of the day. How much time do you spend in personal growth and self-development? Lisa and Brian, I do a segment every day called 1 minute motivation. And we're going to get into that now. That's where I play a 1 minute motivational video because part of my daily routine is to start my day with gratitude first, right? I lay in the bed, and one of the first things I always say I'm thankful for is I roll over and I do the mirror trick on my wife, right? I need to see if she's breathing. If she's breathing, man, it is a glorious day for me, right? So I'm giving thanks to make sure my wife is breathing and go check my sons. They all good, right? So I give thanks, and then I put my earbuds in and I turn on my stuff and I'm listening. I'm getting dressed to go downstairs and do my workout. So I really, really believe in personal growth and self-development. So I like to help my audience get their day started with 1 minute motivation. So if you will, just write down one takeaway from this short 1 minute video, and then I'll share my thoughts as well. So this is the 1 minute motivation on the Cortez Hustle Show. Check it out.
The shortcut is a lie. The hack doesn't get you there. And if you want to take the easy road, it won't take you to where you want to be. To reach goals and overcome obstacles and be the best version of you possible will not happen by itself. It will not happen cutting corners, taking shortcuts, or looking for the easy way. There is no easy way. There is only hard work, late nights, early mornings, practice, rehearsal, repetition, study, sweat, blood, toil, frustration, and discipline. Discipline, the root of all good qualities, the driver of daily execution. Discipline defeats the infinite excuses that say, not today, not now, I need a rest, I'll do it tomorrow. There is only one way, the way of discipline.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is the 1 minute motivation video for today. I'm going to grab the link so you guys have the direct link, but I always like to show love to where I'm learning from so you can go directly to the source. That clip comes from Relentless Wolf Motivation on YouTube. Relentless Wolf Motivation. They got tons of just 1 minute clips that will, man, jump start your day. Ladies first again, Lisa, one takeaway from that doggone video, man. Man, people don't understand how that was 60 seconds. Really, it was 50 seconds because the last 10 seconds was the end screen. How much you can pack into 60 seconds, right? What's one takeaway? Oh, wait a minute. You on mute. You on mute. Did I do that?
I did it. No, I did it. I did it because I was hearing the feedback from Brian downstairs.
Gotcha. All right.
The takeaway was it will not happen by itself.
By itself, man.
It will not happen by itself. That is so critical. That's so critical. So many people want to just add water and expect that it's all gonna, manifest. And every day I do the same thing. I much like you, I check for breathing. I don't use the mirror test, but I actually put my hand on my husband because I want to feel him breathing. Yeah, I do that every day. And I'm grateful to God for that. I don't think he knew that, but I do that. And the other thing is then What'd you say?
I absolutely know because I'm doing the same thing. But go ahead, baby.
So the other thing that I do is I declare and decree. I declare and decree. I created the amazing mindfulness cards back in 2019. And so I take out my deck. This is the new deck. This is actually the mindfulness cards as opposed to the amazing mindful cards. And I choose a card, and on that card, it has a scripture. And the scripture is the decree, and the affirmation is the declaration. And that's how I jumpstart my mindfulness in the morning as well.
I told y'all, man, listen, if you want a global domination mindset, that's what we're talking about here today, man. And let me just break down what that means. And Lisa, you said something, and that was a good takeaway to me. It will not happen by itself. I think because, especially when it comes to making money, everybody talks about passive income, right? So people are thinking that they could put up a website like Brian says, and money's going to flow in. Now, if you join the Monetize My Life Academy Mastermind, I'll show you how you can make that website do that a little bit better. But people don't understand passive income requires a lot of heavy lifting on the front end to get it started. Then it takes less and less and less effort to keep it going. Absolutely. Right. So those were some great takeaways. Brian, Keith, at least one takeaway from that short clip.
Man, that short clip was phenomenal for me, but his opening line was, "The shortcut is a lie." Oh.
The hack don't work.
The hack
is a lie.
Oh my goodness. I love what you guys are saying, because even when you get your business to the place where it's producing for you, where your money has gone in front of your efforts, where you're earning more for less efforts, there was a lot of work that had to get done before you get to that place. That's what I wanted to say about that. There's a lot of work that has to get done before it's easy. Okay, before you get to that overnight success, there's a lot of ground you got to cover, but the willingness to do that is everything. Okay?
Absolutely. My quick takeaways from the 1 minute motivation on the Cortez Hustle Show. The shortcut is a lie. That was, same here, Ryan. Doesn't happen by itself. I jotted that down, Lisa. But this one right here, the root of all good qualities is discipline. The root of all good qualities is discipline. I want you guys to write this down in your notes. Those of you who guys are watching and you're able to write this down. 3 words that'll change your life. Word number 1, hard. Word number 2, work. Word number 3, works with an S. People, if you don't get anything else, understand this. Hard work works.
Yes.
Hard work works. Most people are running from the hard work. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the 1 minute motivation on the Cortez Hustle Show, brought to you by Brian Keith and Lisa Santiago McNeill, the empowerment duo. And they've got an event coming up called Global Domination Mindset this Saturday, 4 p.m. Eastern to 6 p.m. Eastern. If you like today's episode where you're getting your mindset right, Saturday is going to change your life. So don't forget, guys, answer the question of the day. QOTD. How much time do you spend on personal growth and self-development every single day? That's the question of the day, and you'll be entered into a drawing to win a free vacation. Lisa, you are the brainchild of this global mindset domination, global domination mindset. And when I saw that, I was like, why isn't it global mindset domination? And then I looked at it again and said, global domination mindset, because we absolutely do have the ability to dominate the whole globe if we get our mindset right. So talk about the concept, talk about some of your lineup of speakers. What can they expect from this event?
Well, they can expect, honey, they can expect to be supercharged, right? Global domination is the theme for the year. My word for the year is domination 2021, right? So I said to myself, what do I need to make sure that I jumpstart this? Because each month we're going to be hosting summits, conferences, and showcases along with the different themes and things that are going on. But I don't just want stuff to happen. I want it to happen for a purpose. As I told you earlier today when we were talking, this is an enterprise. This is an empire. This is about bringing the voices that I want to hear, the people that have an opinion that they have not had a space to share, bringing this into a reality on a monumental platform. So this is the beginning. How do we get global domination? The first thing is mindset. How do you create anything? It's in your mind. How does anything come into being? It's in your mind. Thoughts become things. Without the thought, you can't have the thing. And so often people think that what's concrete, what's real, what's concrete is what's real. But you cannot have the thing that is concrete until you first have the thought. People think, oh, this building is real. I'm leaning on it. I can feel it. That building was first a thought, a concept in an architect's mind. And had he not put his thought into work, it would not have come to being. So that means in order to dominate, I first needed to assemble dominating mindsets so that I could glean from them. In all these different parameters. We have Sir Charles Carey, who has built an empire. We have Frank Marshall, who has built an empire. We have Johnny Campbell, who has built an empire, teaching people how to transition. We have Cortez Springer, teaching people how to optimize and capitalize and monetize their life, right? We have Brian K. McNeill giving people the confidence that they need to sell what they have. We have William Brown. Bringing the thoughts and mindset to help us to look within to see what's keeping us from the success that we deserve. We have assembled a group of individuals that want to see you succeed because they have succeeded.
Yes.
It's not what they thought, it's what they know.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
It's amazing, really. You got 7 headliners.
Seven headliners. These are all people that could stand flat-footed by themselves
and deliver.
Right.
Love it.
All of them are going to be bringing their intellectual capital to show us how to not have a repeat of 2020, because too many people stay dormant waiting for something else to happen in 2020, which is ridiculous. You don't get to wait. You get to decide.
Yeah.
And so Global Domination Mindset Showcase is about flipping that switch to move you into the greatness that has been lying within.
I love it. And I'm just going to give you guys a little preview. I'm not going to give you a preview. I'm just going to tell you, if you want to understand belief in the cycle of success, that's what I'm bringing to the table, to the Global Domination Mindset. Success has a cycle that you got to understand.
Yes.
And you got to understand how belief fits into that cycle. So I'm super excited, honored that you guys allow me to come and share. Brian, real quick, I know you guys got a hard stop and we got to get to your responses to the question of the day and then my response to the question of the day. Speaking of the question of the day, if you have not answered, the question is, how much time do you spend on personal growth and self-development? You need to put QOTD if you want to be entered to the drawing happening today at noon, so that I can give you or bless you with a free vacation opportunity? How much time do you spend on personal growth and self-development? Ryan, real quick, one of the things that I know is part of the wealth equation is your network, right? But believe it or not, and this is yours truly included, a lot of people don't know how to network. And it starts with introducing yourself, man. Can you just say how you would introduce yourself in a networking environment? Just, hey, you walking down the street and someone looks sharp and you think you want to get to know that person, because that is the beginning. If your network equals your net worth, then you might want to start introducing yourself to a lot more people, right? So how does one go about doing that? Something they could practice that will make them good at that so that they can become more and build that network.
All right, great. That's a very, very important point right there. How to build your network. Your number one job, entrepreneurs, if you're going to be earning your money through people, through clients, your number one job should be to become very curious or very interested in other people. That's got to be the start. If you stand up on the table and say, look at me, look at me, look at me, you're not very interesting. But if you become interested in the kind of people that you want to work with, and start asking them, how did you get into what you're doing now, Cortez? Or what do you like about what you're doing right now? What do you do? The more you start asking other people about their business and what they do, the law of reciprocation kicks in, and then people start asking you back, what do you do? Now, when people ask you, what do you do? That's an amazing opportunity. And I teach people a 3-step process to dominate that answer. Okay. Yeah. You earn the right for someone to ask you what you do. I suggest you start off with introducing a problem that your service solves. And I do it by inviting them to agree. If Cortez were to ask me, what do I do for a living? I would say something like, you know how, and then I would introduce a problem, an easy to understand problem that my service solves. You know how there are so many amazing entrepreneurs that don't earn nearly the money that they could or that they should. And see how Cortez is nodding his head? Because he understands the problem. And a lot of them is frustrated because they don't earn the money. What you're going for is to get the listener to your story to agree that it's a problem in any kind of a way. So it should sound like an easy to understand problem. You know how there are so many entrepreneurs that introduce a problem. Once they agree, and any kind of agreement is enough, head nod, yep or yes, whatever. Then you transition them, and then you introduce yourself as a solution. They say, what do you do for a living? First, you introduce a problem. Second part is you introduce yourself as if you're the solution to the problem, you're the answer to the question, and you're the aspirin to the headache. Well, what I do is, what you're introducing is that you solve that problem through your services. You don't tell people how you do it. You just tell them that you do it. Well, what I do is I help these entrepreneurs to sell better than they ever have before through my coaching or through my workshops or through my books. That's it. You're introducing yourself as a solution, and you all need to start thinking of yourself as if you and what you do are the solution to somebody's problem. Think that way, because the way you're thinking shines through your eyes and it resonates in your voice. And then the last part, which is where most entrepreneurs fail, even entrepreneurs who understand selling, most of them mess up the ending of their story because they get so caught up in telling what they do and describing their services, they forget the most critical part. The most critical part is you do all that cool stuff, Cortez, for what? You do all that cool stuff so that they can what? What is a benefit or two of why they should listen to you? What is a benefit or two of why they should work with you? You know how? Well, what I do is so that they can. Now, here's the thing, entrepreneurs. You must say a benefit. You have to audibly say a benefit or two of what you do. If you're not willing to say it, you know, like we say all the time, the poor frog, it's the poor frog who won't praise their own pond. But if you don't say a benefit or two, it's worse than you can imagine. It's doing two bad things to you. If you don't say your specific benefits, They're going to lump you in with the category of everyone who does anything close to you. And it's as if you didn't have any benefits at all because you weren't willing to say it. So you have to introduce the problem, introduce yourself as a solution, and give a benefit. And it should take about 30 seconds. That's all.
I love that. And I want to give you another tip on networking. This is one of my virtual mentors, Brendan Burchard, right? I've been geeking out on him. This is high performance habits because that's my word for the year. High performance habits going to be established by Cortez 2021. And then this is the high performance habits planner. But on the vein of networking, Brian Keith, you just created or introduced a new segment to the Cortez Hustle Show called the Quote of the Day, sponsored by the Sales Confidence Coach, Mr. Brian Keith McNeill. Go to the salesconfidencecoach.com to learn how you can become more confident in selling not only your services, but remember, all businesses are relationship businesses. Learn how to sell yourself, right? So the quote of the day is this on the Cortez Hustle Show. Brendan Burchard says, there are two kinds of people. There are two types of people. One walks into the room and announces, here I am, y'all. I am here. Look at me. I'm the ish. And then there's the other kind of person that walks in the room and says, oh, there you are.
That's right. Oh, there you are.
Because it's about them. Game changing. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, now we've got to get to my answer for the quote of the day. Let me just read a couple of you guys, and I'm going to try to get this in because I know you gotta go, and I want you to tell everybody how they can connect with you guys. Demona says, how much time do I spend in personal growth, self-development? Though I'm proud of the time and steps I took during 2020, not nearly enough. I get you. Let
me heal them right there.
Yeah.
30 minutes to an hour is what I recommend before you start your workday. 30 minutes to an hour. That's it.
Gotcha. Shabazz says 3 hours per day. William says 90 minutes. The way to discipline. That person didn't answer the actual question. How much time do you spend personal growth and self-development? 3 hours a day. Shabazz. Integrity Wealth Solutions says not nearly enough, but about 3 hours a week. Lakeisha says 2 hours a day. And all right, so that's about it. Let me tell you guys something that's gonna sting a little bit. All of y'all are lying. All of y'all. Now, I say that just to tease and poke fun a little bit, but here's why I say that. The question of the day was, how much time do you spend in personal growth and self-development? And one person got it right. So I'm going to bless that person with a free vacation voucher because they're on the same thinking that I am. Here's why you're lying, people. Because every waking moment that you are alive is personal growth and self-development. You're always growing and developing yourself. Everything that comes in your eye gate, your ear gate, everything that you touch, feel, and smell is contributing to your personal growth and self-development. Here's the question you must ask yourself. Which direction are you growing in? See, you think that when I read High Performance Habits, when I read Think and Grow Rich, when I listen to a podcast, I'm in personal growth and self-development. No. When you're watching Housewives of Atlanta, when you're watching football, when you are hanging around those negative friends and all they got to do is complain, you're also in personal growth and self-development. It's just growing you in the wrong direction. You, my friend, must be intentional. Everybody write intentional in the comments about your personal growth and self-development. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the question of the day on the Cortez Hustle Show, sponsored by the empowerment duo, Lisa Santiago McNeill and Brian Keith McNeill, the empowerment duo. Check out their event, Global Domination Mindset 2021. Lisa, you want to share with them links in the comments how can they get in touch with you? You guys see their IG handles on the screen. Do me a favor, make sure you at least go follow them and then come back to this stream and say, done. I followed Lisa, I followed Brian, but tell them where else they can connect with you, get your products and services, online websites and all that stuff real quick, because I know you guys got to go. Mute again, Lisa.
You can connect with me easiest at IamLisaSantiago.com. You can schedule a one-on-one. You can check out some of my books, my other authors as well at that site, and upcoming events as well. So IamLisaSantiago.com.
All right. Mr. Brian Keith.
TheSalesConfidenceCoach.com. TheSalesConfidenceCoach.com. But I'm old school. I am so old school. I don't care how you reach out to me. You can do it through Facebook, LinkedIn. You can call my cell phone. That's how old school I am.
Love it, love it, love it. You guys have been listening to and learning from Brian Keith McNeill. The reason, and Lisa Santiago McNeill, the reason they have to go is because they got to start their show. So you can also go to the Empowerment Duo page on Facebook to hear more from them and all the amazing guests that they have on their show every single day. And I want to help my girl Lisa out. She's also going to be pumping out the links to where you can go watch it on Roku. You can pull this stuff up on your TV and sit your whole family down and say, listen, we about to get our minds right today. So I appreciate you guys so much. I know you got to run. So thank you. Looking forward to Saturday. If you guys need anything from me, just let me know.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having us.
All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you got any value from anything that was said on today's show, do your boy a favor and comment your biggest takeaway from today, right? And if you are in position to comment, that means you are also in position to have been taking notes. What you write on the line stays in your mind. From Pastor David Blunt over at Church on the Rock in St. Peter's, right? What you write on the line stays in your mind. So if you are investing your time to listen to a show like this and not taking notes, shame on you. However, I would like to hear from some of you. What were your biggest takeaways from today's show? For me, they were many. Someone in our Facebook group, Wealth Creation Playbook, says hard work works is one of the takeaways. Man, I am a living testimony. I don't have the financial backing of some of the best internet marketers in the game. I don't have the education and the credentials and the letters behind my name like a lot of financial coaches. And I didn't have any experience in media. I never worked at a radio station or TV station. I didn't study broadcasting in college. In fact, I checked out of college after the first 2 weeks. I officially dropped out of college after the first 2 semesters, right? So I didn't have any of that stuff going on for me. But what I do have, right? I'm going back to the scene in Taken, the first Taken. See, I didn't have any of that stuff. No college degree, no letters behind my name, no certifications, no experience in broadcasting and podcasting, none of that stuff. But what I do have is a particular set of skills that makes me a nightmare for slackers. What I do have is a particular set of skills that makes me a nightmare for people who have all of the talent and lack the work ethic, because that's what I got. I got an insane ability to put in the work regardless of the results. And I'm going to show up every day, right? I'm going to show up every day because hard work works. Billy Tyre says his biggest takeaway is monitoring and management of his personal growth. Yeah, it's happening all the time, and we don't even realize it. I'm going to tell you something else too that's crazy, because when you start understanding how the subconscious mind works, when I get into my car, I don't like the radio to already be playing, right? I try to get my wife in a habit. When you get out the car, before you get out the car, turn the radio off, right? I don't like to just have TVs blaring in the house, right? Because whether you know it or not, whether you are in front of that TV paying attention, your subconscious mind don't miss anything. And this is how you get drawn in to that stuff before you even realize it, right? How many of you guys have ever, because the TV was blaring, nobody is in the room watching that TV, but as you're passing by, you see something that catches your attention, and then you stand and you watch it for a couple minutes. And then whatever comes on after that catches your attention too. Then you sit down and you watch it for 30 minutes. And then the show that comes on after that one catches your attention. And now you done binge watch without even trying 3 hours of TV. Why? Because the TV was blaring and nobody was watching it as you passed by. That's crazy, right? It is flat out crazy. Same thing with the radio in the car, right? One of the things that I do listen to, but I do this intentionally, is when I decide to turn off my personal growth and self-development, I listen to Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud radio, right, on Sirius. However, when I'm being intentional, hey, I got to make a run, and this run is going to take me 15 minutes to get there in the car. So I'm thinking to myself, I've got a great 15-minute YouTube video I'm going to queue up when I get in the car. But when I get in the car, my wife didn't turn the radio off. So as soon as I get in the car, the radio pops on. It's my favorite station, Laugh Out Loud Radio. And I'm starting to listen, and I get drawn in before I get to set up YouTube and connect it to Bluetooth and start listening to what I want to listen to. So that's just something that you could start paying attention to. Don't have those devices blaring when you have not intentionally turned them on. I'm just saying, yes, there are many distractions, especially the TV. So I appreciate you guys all tuning in to the Cortez Hustle Show today. Remember, if you are an entrepreneur and you're struggling in your digital marketing, meaning you're struggling with trying to figure out how to use social media, you're struggling with to figure out the technology, websites, and what you need, what you don't need, you're struggling to figure out sales, your branding, your marketing, what is a personal brand, how to build a personal brand, then you, my friend, need to go check out MonetizeMyLifeAcademy.com. There's 3 different levels that you can partner with us on and start getting help where you need it at the level that you are in business. You might need our basic level, just $10 per month. You might be beyond the basic and say, hey, I would like to have a little bit more. So there is our advanced level. And then you might say, hey, I need a little more attention every month. So then our pro level, right now, the pro level is $27 per month, but you get a course every single month with resale rights. So I'm actually giving you products that you can sell. You get a 2-hour training, which is a group training with everybody once a month. You also get a one-on-one coaching session with one of our digital marketing coaches, right? Go to MonetizeMyLifeAcademy.com and just choose the option that's the best fit for you. So I appreciate you guys. I love you all. Remember, noon Central today, I'm doing the drawing to give away the free vacation from everybody who's commented on the question of the day, not only from today's show, but from the previous shows all the way back to last Thursday. So Until I talk to you guys next time, I want you to get your money up because you absolutely can do it. But more importantly, you deserve to do it, man. Each and every single one of you. Now hustle up. But you've got to overcome fear if you're going to win.